happened on a gray Monday morning. The kind where the hallways buzzed with chatter, sneakers squeaked on polished floors, and everyone moved in the same tired rhythm. But that morning, everything changed for one quiet girl named Emily. She was new at Jefferson High, clutching her books to her chest, her hair falling like a curtain to hide her nervous eyes. And then it happened. A sharp sound that silenced the hall. A slap, gasps echoed. Her cheek turned red. The bullies laughed. For a split second, the world froze. But what happened next no one saw coming. Hey there, everyone! Welcome back to Heartspark Stories, where real emotions meet real lessons. If you love powerful stories that make you feel, think, and believe in the good again, then you're in the right place. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and drop a comment down below about what kindness means to you. It really helps our small storytelling family grow. Now, let's dive into today's story. One that will remind you that kindness isn't weakness, it's strength in disguise. Emily was 16, quiet, polite, and the kind of person who noticed things others missed. When she first walked through the halls of Jefferson High, she could feel eyes following her. Her clothes weren't the latest fashion, her shoes were slightly worn, and she carried herself with a shy kind of grace. She had just moved from another state after her father passed away. Her mother had taken a job here, hoping for a fresh start. But high school isn't always kind to newcomers. It started small, whispers, giggles when she passed by. Someone knocked her pencil case off her desk, by accident. But Emily never complained. She just smiled softly, picked up her things, and kept going. Her mother had always said, kindness doesn't cost a thing, but it can change everything. Then came the day everything boiled over. It was during third period break. The hallway was packed, lockers slamming, laughter bouncing off the walls. Emily was heading to her next class when she felt a shoulder bump into hers. Her books flew out of her hands and scattered across the floor. "Watch where you're going, new girl," sneered Tara, the self-proclaimed queen of the sophomore class. Her two friends, Megan and Riley, stood behind her smirking. I'm sorry," Emily stammered, kneeling to pick up her books. But Tara wasn't done. "Sorry. You think sorry fixes clumsy." She bent down, picked up one of Emily's books, and tossed it down the hall. The crowd that had gathered started to chuckle. Emily's hands trembled as she reached for her last notebook. That's when it happened. Tara's hand shot out, and a sharp slap echoed through the hallway. The laughter stopped. Emily's cheek burned, her eyes wide with shock. For a moment, even Tara looked surprised at what she'd done. Then, without a word, Emily stood, her eyes, calm but steady, locked on Tara's. "You shouldn't have done that," she said quietly. Tara scoffed. "Oh, what? You gonna cry?" But Emily didn't cry. Instead, in one swift, practiced motion, she dropped her backpack, stepped forward, and before anyone could react, whoosh! Her legs swept under Tara's feet. The queen of the hallway was suddenly flat on her back, eyes wide, the air knocked out of her. The crowd gasped. Tara's friends jumped forward, but Emily didn't attack. She simply stood tall, her voice calm. "You shouldn't hurt people just because you can." Then she picked up her bag, gathered her books, and walked away. By lunchtime, the story had spread through the whole school. The new girl had taken down the bully, not with violence, but with precision, with control. People whispered that Emily must know karate or judo. But what surprised everyone more was that she didn't brag. She didn't gloat. When a classmate asked her about it later, she smiled softly and said, "My dad taught me self-defense, but he also taught me that the strongest people are the kindest ones." That single line changed everything. Over the next few days, Tara avoided her. But guilt is a heavy thing. One afternoon, Emily was sitting alone under a tree behind the school when a shadow fell across her. She looked up. It was Tara, holding something behind her back. "Hey," Tara muttered. I brought you this." She pulled out one of Emily's notebooks, the one that had been thrown down the hall. Its cover was taped neatly, corners flattened. Emily blinked, surprised. "You fixed it," Tara shrugged awkwardly. "Yeah, sorry about you know everything." Emily smiled, a real warm smile. "Thank you." That was it. No lecture, no revenge, no holding grudges, just kindness. Something in Tara shifted that day. The next week, when she saw another student being teased for their accent, she stepped in. "Knock it off," she told her friends. "We're better than this." People noticed. The halls felt lighter, somehow. Emily's quiet strength had rippled through the entire school. And when the annual charity drive came around, Tara, the same girl who had started the trouble, was the first to volunteer, organizing food donations with Emily. They ended up laughing over paper plates of cafeteria pizza, two unlikely friends brought together by one moment of courage and one act of kindness. Months passed, and Jefferson High slowly transformed. Students who barely spoke before started helping one another, carrying books, sharing notes, giving small compliments. Teachers noticed more smiles, less tension. It wasn't perfect, but it was better. And at the heart of it was Emily, still quiet, still humble, still carrying her father's lessons in her heart. One day her history teacher, Mr. Landon, pulled her aside after class. "Emily," he said, "you've changed this school more than you realize. What made you stay kind, even after what they did?" Emily thought for a moment. Because when people hurt others, it's usually because they're hurting too. If someone doesn't show them kindness, who will? Mr. Landon nodded slowly, his eyes soft. That's the kind of strength the world needs more of. That night, as Emily walked home, she looked up at the sky. The air was crisp, the streetlights glowing like soft stars. She remembered her dad's voice, gentle and sure. "Never confuse kindness with weakness, kiddo. Kindness is what keeps the world from falling apart." She smiled. She knew he was right. The next day she found a note in her locker. No name. Just a few words scribbled in blue ink. "Thank you for reminding me what real strength looks like." Tucked beside it was a small paper crane. Emily held it in her palm, her heart full. Kindness didn't make her popular overnight. It didn't erase her pain or her loss, but it gave her something stronger, peace. And over time, her example created a ripple effect that reached far beyond those hallways. Years later, when students from Jefferson High looked back, they didn't remember the gossip or the drama. They remembered the quiet girl who stood tall after being slapped and who chose compassion instead of cruelty. Kindness, you see, is not about being soft. It's about being brave enough to stay gentle in a world that often rewards the opposite. Emily's story reminds us all, strength isn't in your fists. It's in your heart. It's in how you treat others when you could choose to hurt them. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe to HeartSpark Stories for more real emotional tales that remind us what truly matters. Hit like, leave a comment below about a moment when someone's kindness changed your day, and share this video with a friend who might need a little hope today. Because sometimes, one small act of kindness can sweep away the darkness faster than we ever imagined.